November 1987 Field Notes, Part 5B. Actual videotaping and photography of West African museum artifacts and sandal makers in Cape Coast, Africa on Sunday, November 15, 1987. As we had planned in an earlier session, that is, Dr. Mensah and I, we began to execute our itinerary in Cape Coast Castle, West Africa Museum, and a sandal maker. We departed from Fort Williams about 11 a.m. Our breakfast before leaving consisted of eggs with onions and rice porridge. We finished our breakfast on the cannonball level of the fort. Our first visit was to the West African Museum. We versed our scripts in preparation of the video interview. Dr. Mensah's office at the topmost part of the museum was where we prepared the camera for recording. This was not an easy task, as I had never done this work. The camera was borrowed from my nephew's Benny Medel's grandfather, Mr. Fred Haraway. The temperature in the room became so hot, about 5 degrees Celsius, that my shirt was drenched with perspiration. A move to the patio facing the street proved to be a better place to finish the presentation. My focus with the camera moved to the fishermen singing outside the castle, to the left as the entrance led to inside. The video camera now primed for taping, Dr. Mensah and I began an interview on the extreme end of the museum facing the waterfront. 4 basic themes were discussed at this interview. 1. A historical perspective on Cape Coast. 2. A historical capsule of the museum's inception. 3. A large part of the interview dedicated to the discussion of Ashanti sandal making. And 4. A capsule on our past communication. The sea and the fishermen in the middle and background gave a most favorable condition to conduct the interview. It should be mentioned, that a prison is also located next to the museum. Only males are kept at this site, and they are not confined because of violent crimes. Sessions on the focus of the video format were needed, so that we decided to make a duplicate interview, using basically the same questions. Our interview took about 20 minutes. We accomplished the first part of our objective. Following the videotaping session, a look of the museum's collection took place. The museum's wood sculptures were the first I had seen outside the United States, which gave evidence of traditional footwear. A section of the museum's wood sculptures had drums and African figures were depicted. Several photographs were taken with my Nikon F1 camera, a 1970 model still functioning properly. Next, we moved our gear to the section of Cape Coast business area that contained vendors who made traditional sandals of Ashanti type. Sundays did not permit us to find many artisans. We interviewed only one, whom a photograph of his shop was taken yesterday. Not until Mr. Mensah told him of the nature of our inquiry did he give permission to film. His son, an apprentice, was also present at the shop. The interview took about 15 minutes. It should be noted that Sundays is a very highly observed day for not working. Our departure from the sandal maker's site was about 5 minutes, where a funeral wake caught my attention. The music was very impressive in that an accordion, a gourd music instrument, and bongos were played. A plea was made to Mr. Mensah to inquire if a visit could be made at the home where the funeral was taking place. He agreed to do so, and we approached with respect in that our camera and video machines were not visible. 3 sections of the people attending were evident. 1, the clan members of males, many of them wearing traditional Akan togas and footwear. It was here that a most impressive pair of sandals were worn by a woman. Children sitting apart to the left as we entered the outside lot where the singing was conducted, and all attendees present, and women clad in black togas sitting to the left of the men, and 3, the singing choir composed of men and women. On past conversations, Mr. Mensah mentioned that in the view of Ashanti, the attendance of a non-black to a funeral was seen as a good sign and would bring happiness to those who grieved. To my surprise, the members allowed us to sit and observe. We took a bench seat to the right of the male clan members. A staff having the clan symbol was erected. On it was a jaguar colored yellow with black spots. Directly in front of this staff was a sandal maker. It was pointed out by Mr. Mensah, one who lived in Cape Coast. In about 10 minutes' time, I was asked and Mr. Mensah to attend the wake inside, where we were served beer. My thirst received it well, but only 2 6-ounce glasses were consumed. It was ironic that the person who was honored died September the 16th, 1987. This is considered typical in Ashanti practice. A leaflet was passed to me showing the deceased name and family members. A special request was made to take photographs of the wake. Mr. Mensah inquired. The permission came without any problem. The exceptional Ashanti footwear worn by the male and female were photographed. The women sitting to their section were included, the choir and children. A solid hour was used to my satisfaction for this attendance. The experience was certainly unprecedented. We left in peace. The end. Account written at Fort William, November 16, 1987, 2 a.m. We leave to Accra and Kumasi at 4 a.m. this day to acquire the best examples of Ashanti footwear. We carry a 40-pound black backpack, a 2x3 footlocker, a camera bag, and a video camera. I will now resort to sleep on the fort's cannon floor where the sea is very comforting.